May 10th, and all of you have seen the, today the satellite pictures which actually bring out very graphically how much damage we did. By the way, the satellite pictures also bring out how little damage they did. So these pictures, I think, will tell you what a hit they took. And the same people who are not willing to stand down on 7th May were willing to talk and stand down on the 10th of May. It is very clear who wanted the cessation of firing. On the trade remarks, let me say this, that look, between India and US, trade talks have been going on, negotiations have been going on. In fact, we have, I think a team is just going at this point. These are very complicated negotiations. They are very intricate. Nothing is decided till everything is. But any trade deal has to be mutually beneficial. Any trade deal has to work for both the countries. And I think that would be our expectation from the trade deal. And until that is done, I think any judgment on it would be premature. Thank you very much.
That was the Minister of External Affairs, S. Jaishankar, speaking there on two big points. Firstly, the Operation Sindoor, and he was laying to rest any speculation that might be coming from different quarters of the world regarding what impact Pakistan had on India and Indian air bases. He clearly stated that satellite images are there for everyone to see. What India did to Pakistan, everyone can see that. And what Pakistan is claiming, that also is visible and busted. In the myths are busted as far as satellite images are concerned. So that was the first point. This is his first comment since the Operation Sindoor. Point to be noted is that he has been very intricately involved in these entire days with the Operation Sindoor, especially with regards to garnering international support for the actions of India and balancing the politics, the world politics and the delicate global equations. But clearly, there you heard the Minister of External Affairs saying that it is clear for everyone to see what was the impact of India's strikes on Pakistan. He also spoke about the US trade talks and made it clear that any jumping of gun that was done by the President Trump, as he said that India will put zero tariffs. In fact, India has offered zero tariff deal. He laid that to rest, and he said that any trade deal has to be mutually beneficial, and he said that this is premature to speak about it. But important point here is that he's speaking after the Operation Sindoor for the first time, and clearly there, his message you heard, his body language you saw, he was very firm in stating that the satellite images are there for everyone to see, that Pakistan's air bases were completely decimated, while their claims of targeting India and its air bases and actually managing to hit it and claiming success and claiming victory, as we saw Shahbaz Sharif doing that with his troops in a very staged kind of a manner. He was refuting that, and he clearly stated that the satellite images are there for everyone to see. Another thing to note here is that the satellite images that he's referring to, many of them are from open sources, independent sources, and that is why it is expected that the world will be believing these sources. Now, going across to India today, Shivani Sharma. Shivani, two important points, one regarding US and India trade talks, but the most important thing here was the comment of EAM after Operation Sindoor. Can you put more light on that?
Anjali, see, Dr. S. Jaishankar, in every statement we've been listening to after Operation Sindoor, he's making a mention of the kind of attack that India has inflicted on Pakistan as it has been sponsoring terror. But here he has also said that things are going on and the negotiations are on with the United States of America. So India has been working on the trade deal with the US since past few months now, after the trade and the tariff was imposed on several countries, and then an exemption was given out, Anjali, for 90 days. So during this period, India is making its move with negotiations and the communication is obviously on. That's what has now been again reiterated by Dr. S. Jaishankar. But he's also once again given out a very strong message, what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been saying, that India remains very strict in terms of countering terrorism, and the countries that have been helping the nations who are inflicting the act of terror against India. So that also has a very strong meaning, because India's fight against terror remains. The Operation Sindoor is on. But meanwhile, we are also saying that the negotiations and the communications are on with reference to the trade agreement or the trade with the United States.
Right. Also, if you could focus on what the minister said regarding the support, the international support that we have got. He was quoted as saying we actually got a lot of international support. We had a UNSC resolution that perpetrators may be held accountable. And in fact, he goes on to say that on May 7th, they were held accountable. This was a clear reference to the Operation Sindoor, obviously. But this international support that he's referring to, can you tell us a little bit more about it, and also what India is doing at international level to isolate Pakistan economically, politically?
Yes, Anjali, certainly we've seen that how the world has reacted after Pahalgam attack. A number of messages, statements of solidarity that have been coming in, and these messages show that the world has acknowledged now that Pakistan has been the perpetrator of terror, not only in Pahalgam attack, but its association with a number of terror outfits, including Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, TRF, these new fronts that are opening up, and multiple others who have been acting against Indian citizens in multiple attacks, starting from 26/11 and even before that, and decades when we have been fighting terror in Jammu and Kashmir and other areas too. So this is what he says, that world is now acknowledging, the world is standing in solidarity and support with India. Multiple countries had been speaking to Dr. S. Jaishankar, the leaders from these countries have been speaking to the Prime Minister and saying that what India does, we are standing with India. We are totally supporting India for its actions against Pakistan.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.